All right, are we live? We're live. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. It's been a very long day for me today, actually. It was a really long night. So by the way, if you guys really want to start following me on Instagram, I started to tweet out stories of basically of my life and as traveling. And that stuff has been really, really cool. So, last night or yesterday all day, I was basically picking grapes and then spent the evening pressing that into the making of future wine. But then there was still wine left over from the last harvest, which was about a year ago. And we basically spent all night eating and drinking. So all day today was a rough day. Been driving all over Georgia. I wanted to bring you a stream from one of the nicest lakes, Lapota Lake. Unfortunately, turns out to be all private property. And maybe next time I come here, I'll rent one of those rooms for like 200 bucks a pop and bring you a nice stream from there. Anyway, at the moment, I am in Borjomi, Georgia, which is where like some of the best mineral water comes from. I got some friends, probably see them behind me in the little room at this restaurant. Really, really cool stuff. And the food's on its way, so it might be the shortest stream ever, and I'm already spending way too much time. Tonevase.com, you know where the calendar is, you know where everything is. Don't forget, we're still have a few seats left, but don't be surprised if the registration closes next week for the Bali event. Um, the price of Bitcoin was interesting today. I woke up this morning and I saw it make a new low at 7,700. And then I got on the road and I spent all day trying to bring you this stream, and I finally got to it now after the price has gone up almost $500 since that low. So let's see what this means. There it is. We're almost at a new high for the week, actually. So today is Monday. It's basically the first day of the week. So even though Bitcoin starts trading in the evening on Sunday, but let's call this the first full day. And we already had, um, a decent range between a low and a high. Got some dogs going crazy here. Oh, they really hate that car. Um, so the weekly chart is still on a red 6. Now remember, the weekly chart can go all the way up and not be in danger of a red 6. Oh, there it is, new high, 8206. 82. We're just going up right now. I got to go to the low level time frame. This candle is still fully below the moving average. Let's see how this week ends. I mean, this week still has many, many days to go. Let's go to the daily chart. Okay, this is a reversal candle, but if you look at the last 4 days, it is still consolidation. This is still not enough for me to get bullish. I would need to get back above the 200-day moving average. Unless I get above the 200-day moving average, this doesn't matter. So maybe on a lower level time frames, there was a buying opportunity. But as far as the daily time frame is concerned, at best, this is a green 1 price flip on sequential. And tomorrow's candle is a green 2 above a green 1, ideally beyond the the 200-day moving average to get you to be a bull. Now, just because we go up also doesn't mean that we can't get rejected at the bottom of the triangle. I'll talk more about this on future episodes. I don't know why I'm still looking at the Bollinger Bands. I really don't care. We are going up right now, but on a weekly and daily time scale, this is not enough for me to jump on a trade, not on those time scales. The 12-hour chart had a gorgeous reversal candle, and it was on a red 2 below a red 1. Now, notice this red arrow. This red arrow that I drew a while ago, I haven't touched this red arrow, and it actually came identical to where we were on this low. This low comes in at 77.14, and the bottom of this arrow is pretty much at that same exact spot. But that was just dumb luck. Like, I wasn't actually calculating that. That was just luck. So just because we go up here, it doesn't mean we still can't make a lower low. The 4-hour chart Did the 4-hour chart give us a buying opportunity? Maybe on that sequential 13, but again, that wasn't enough. So if you want to know my thinking, at the very bottom at 7,700, I'm still bearish at that moment. We had a sequential and aggressive on this 4-hour chart. What I'm saying is, I would have been fully bearish at 77, and I probably would be out of that short trade with a stop loss. Whether that short was profitable or not is irrelevant. Okay, it would have been a tiny loss or a tiny gain. But so far, I just went through the weekly all the way through the 4-hour, and other than this sequential and aggressive 13, and we also bounced off of this sequential 13. So we have a couple of 13s here. Other than that, there's really no reason for me to buy into this. So there's not much I can say. The stock market is open now, and I actually want to go and take a look. The 15-minute chart is ready to give you a top here. So it's also possible, whoa, we just went up, way up while I was speaking. Let's look at, just curious on the shitcoin side. Is Bitcoin outpacing them? Probably. B-Trash got a bullish candle, doesn't matter. Gold, I'm curious on gold. Oh, there goes gold. That is not good and not good at all. That is a serious pullback in gold. I have to become even a short-term bear in gold now. That's a red 2 daily after a red 1. And very likely we're now below all the moving averages. Just wait for them to cross over. Very likely we could retest the breakout level of 1400 or 1380, and then decide if gold is going to be in a long-term bullish trend. It's the same similar pullback that Bitcoin did. Speaking of the Bitcoin pullback, I like to update this to always be aware where my low was. So we are now at 44% on this pullback. I believe it should go lower than 50. So at the moment, I have not yet walked away from a slightly lower low. Silver is probably down big time, and it is. The break of setup trend puts silver in a bigger danger mode. On a weekly scale, gold is probably still bullish. Nope, it is not. Gold is fully bearish on sequential weekly as well. I would not be long gold at the moment. I would wait for a pullback and try to time it the way I've been talking about doing it for Bitcoin all year long. Wait for that pullback to be legitimate, and then decide if you're going to buy back in. Oil fully closed the gap. I knew that was all about nothing on the spike. S&P 500 is on a 9. It's a quasi 9. It's a 9 that didn't stick. Let's see how the rest of the day finishes. I don't see a reason not to be leaning bullish on the S&P, and I don't have time to get into the stocks. Ooh, this looks bad for Tilray. I don't really know what other stocks are doing. I haven't paid attention to them much. I've just been too busy traveling. Not gonna go through them now. The food should be here any minute. I'm waiting for the meat, and then I'll go into that room. I'm also not looking at your live chat at all, so I hope everything's working. Yeah, when I have time to think, I'll and contact people. I'll try to bring Wooly Woo back on. I can't talk about October 5th right now. I'll try to write up an article on the Tone Base blog before October 5th. I never panic sold any Bitcoin. That's a stupid lying statement. I don't panic sell. MGI was, that's MoneyGram. So MGI pumped because Ripple invested their scam into it, and I don't think it's going to be a good investment. I think the Ripple hype is over. That is a huge reversal candle. That is a 9 on the weekly. And I think MGI is done. I think that company is going to go bankrupt. Here's the daily chart. It hit a 9 at the low, went up a couple of days, and now it's going back down. Just look at the long-term chart of MGI. If this isn't the company that's on the verge of going bankrupt, I don't know what is. Ripple is not going to save it. Trust me. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna get going. Our meat should be here soon. The khachapuri is already here. I shouldn't be eating that. It's bread and cheese. I like the one with the egg and the butter in it. At least you put 2 healthy things in addition to it. You know, I don't like night mode charts. They're very inconvenient. If I'm doing this, see, most people sit at home. I don't. So a lot of my streams I actually do in the sun, and you can't see them. Like I wouldn't be able to see them. And I'm gonna be sticking with white charts, guys. The night mode is, it's convenient when you have one computer and you're sitting at home. It's not convenient when you're on a laptop streaming for not knowing where you're gonna stream from the next day. All right, that's it. I don't really have much else to add. That's my quick look at Bitcoin. And I'm gonna go have some food, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow morning. I'll have a little more time. Later.